Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Donna and this is a Bride to Be TV, the place to be if you are planning a wedding. Different view. This I thought I'd give you the other side of the living room because the office still isn't ready to be filmed in yet. And I realised that the couch and the blue wall was a bit boring, so I've come over this side so you can see the TV. So what are we talking about this week? This week we are talking about personal finances. Now, I don't mean to get all lectury, but this is an important one. I have said in previous videos that I do not agree with people getting in debt for their wedding. And you may be fine with that. And if that is, you do you, boo. Like, I am not going to stop you. Couldn't if I wanted to. So you do you. But the reason I say that is because, and I've said it before, money issues are one of the biggest causes of arguments in marriage. So the last thing you want to do is start off with a big debt. So this week we are talking about personal finances. So this is your income, not your wedding budget, but your personal income, and why you need to get that straight before you book anything for your wedding day. Now, I am a big fan of a guy called Ramit Sethi, and I will sing his praises till the cows come home. I have had issues with debt in the past, but I dealt with them by following his rules for personal finance, and they make so much more sense to me than some of the others. There is a couple on YouTube that I watch. They're English. Ramit is American. And they talk some real good sense, and they have a nice way of saving, but they're missing this one component that Ramit has. He is all about saving your money wisely, but still living your life. So choosing where you want to spend your money. And I believe that if you spend it's almost like a diet. If you turn around and go, okay, we're going to squirrel away every penny that we've got, and we're going to live like, I don't know, nuns and monks, and we're not going to have a TV package, we're not going to have takeaways, we're not going to have days out, we're not going to go to the pub, we're not going to go out for dinner, we're not going to do this, we're not going to do that, we're not. It's the same as when you turn around and say, I'm never having chocolate again because, it's going to put weight on. It's not going to work, and you're not going to feel happy doing it, and it's ultimately not going to be right. I mean, maybe it is for you, and if that kind of thing works for you, then more power to you. But Ramit talks about guilt-free spending money and breaking down your finances so that you have savings goals, you have your retirement pot, you have your fixed expenses, which you can't change because, it's your rent, your water, your gas, and then your guilt-free spending money. And what you choose to spend that money on is your business, and you can spend it on whatever makes you happy, and that you shouldn't actually feel guilty about spending that money because you still have to live. It's no good living like a poor person for 20, 30 years, having this great retirement fund but never having lived when you were younger. It's a balancing act, and I think Ramit hits the nail on the head with that. So I will post a link to his book called I Will Teach You to Be Rich in the description below. Go over to Amazon, grab it, grab the audio book. He's quite a funny guy. He's recently done an update of 10 years, 10-year book, 10-year anniversary of the book first coming out, and he's added some new stuff into that, so you can grab the new updated version. But basically what I wanted to say is, if you go through that book and you break down the savings goals and whatnot, you will actually see how long it's going to take you to save up for your wedding. Now, with the average wedding in the UK now standing at a staggering £36,000 or something, it's going to take you a long time to save that up. If you saved £360 a month, it would take you, 100 months to save for it? So you really need to sit down and sort of work out even before you're engaged, before you're even thinking about the wedding, what do I want to spend? What would I be happy spending on one day in our lives? You know, it is supposed to be the best day of your life. It's supposed to be that celebration, but you don't have to spend an extortionate amount to get that day. So just think sensibly about what it is that you actually want. We've seen prices skyrocket, you know, 12,000 used to be the average and now it's 36,000. And you've got to remember that this is because there are celebrity weddings within that, and, you know, millionaires that are getting married that are spending a heck of a lot more on their weddings than the average Joe. And therefore that takes the average up. If you looked at them and is it the median? Going back to maths class now. If you look for how many people actually sit at around the 12,000 or the 15,000 pound mark, you're going to find there's a heck of a lot more people in that bracket than there are at the 36,000 bracket. So I don't want you to see that number and think, oh my God, you know, we're going to have to get the credit cards out, get a loan, we're going to have to be paying this off for years. You don't have to spend that much. And in fact, the more people that spend less on their wedding days, the more likely it is that places that are charging extortionate amounts are going to start bringing their prices down. And we'll save some money for the future brides. So try and look at it in that way. Now, I have my wedding budget calculator on my website. I will link that down below as well. So you can punch in what you're looking at saving. Say if you want to have a £12,000 wedding, you can type in £12,000 and it will let you know what you should be spending in all the different areas of your wedding as a rough guide. So that'll let you split it up and see if that is something you think you could work with. If once you've got your budget and you're saying, okay, we want to spend that much, then you need to divide it. When are you looking at getting married? If it's 2 years away, then you need to take that figure and divide it by 24 months and see how much you've got to save each month to be able to pay for that wedding without putting it on a credit card. And the thing is you are better off doing it that way and saving up and then paying for it all outright than you are to be buying it all now on credit and then paying off your credit cards afterwards, because you're going to get interest on your credit cards. So it's going to be a lot more expensive unless you can be completely on the ball and keep changing it to a 0%, 0%, 0%. But every time you change it to a 0% interest rate on a credit card, you're going to pay a fee. So those fees are still going to add up. If you save up for it in advance, you're getting a meager amount of interest, but still a little bit of interest. But you're not going to be losing anything. So if it works out that you're going to be having to save a lot more than you thought, then you might want to reconsider dropping your budget, looking at alternatives. I know that I was looking at not having the 3-course meal at all and just having the wedding ceremony and a party and doing it that way, because the meal can be quite expensive, although the meal is quite expensive and the venue is quite expensive. So if you can find a venue that is more reasonable on price, you might be able to afford the dinner. If you can find a dinner that's reasonable on price, then it may make the venue cost balance it out. So you need to do a little bit of research there. But mainly from this video, I want you to go away, look at your personal finances, download that book. Changed my life, literally changed my life, and I think it could do everybody some good, even though it's based in America, and there is a section that he talks about the stock market, which kind of went over my head, but still the basic principle of how he tells you to handle your money blew my mind and has changed the way I look at money forever. So Get your personal finances sorted. It will put you in a better position to pay for your wedding, and then look at your wedding budget. And don't forget, I've got that calculator on my website that you can go and have a look at. There is also a free download on there that you can look at, and it is the top 5 ways to keep the stress low on your wedding day. So you can get that as well, and I'll leave a link in the description. So for now, I will say goodbye, and I will speak to you next week. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And if you've got any comments on personal finance or any tips or hints for me, then please note them in the comments below and I will reply. Thanks very much. See you soon. Bye for now.